Hello guys, Anthony David is my name. I am on one of our YAM project, okay, and this 6,000 YAM in sack project that we set up, okay, here. So basically just going around the field, doing a random check, okay, to see that everything is in place for a very bountiful harvest. So I need you to stay glued as we go through this field, point one or two things so that if you have also a major project going on at your end, you can basically know how to navigate through so as to get quality result at the end of the day. Before we dive into this project, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, punch on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and do what to give this video a big thumb up, because when you do that, this video becomes more available to people out there. Welcome. Like I said, this is the field after 3 months. And the beauty of this field is that, as you can see, we ensure that the field was properly staked. The management of your field has to be top notch. The management of this field is top notch, and that's why you can see that the field is looking very, very clean. Okay, and again, you can see the field is weed free, which is great for the development of the tuber. So at this very stage of the yam, this is the tuberization stage. This is that period when the yams develop tubers. Okay, this is the time that will then determine if your yam is really gonna develop very huge tubers, or it is going to develop very not so huge tubers. Now, this is the first thing I want you to know. First thing I would like you to know is that your leaves, sometimes how beautiful looking your leaf is, sometimes doesn't always translate into very big tubers. Okay, your leaf growth could either mean that there's enough nitrogen in the soil and the leaves are doing well. Of course, if the leaves are doing well, that simply means that there will be more access to sunlight and photosynthesis can take place. But now, this is what you need to ensure. Okay, you need to ensure one, your leaves has to be healthy, and then you need to pay close attention to the leaves to ensure that there are no infestations. Okay, ensure there are no infestations at all. Okay, you have to ensure that there are no infestation. As you can see, this field is not infested, but right now, if you look up closely here, you see that the leaves are folding. Okay, so if you look up closely here, see that the leaves are kind of folding. So what we have to do is to also prepare or spraying of insecticide, okay, and fungicide on the field, just to ensure that we do not encourage any build-up on the field. So that is one thing you have to pay attention to. Usually what you should focus more on is the leaf on the field, because the leaf obviously will tell you what is wrong with your plant in there, since you can literally go into each of the sacks to then see how they are doing. All you need to do at this point is to pay critical attention to the leaves. Next thing you have to take very seriously is the fertilization of your field. Because they are growing in sack, it simply means that the nutrient available to them is limited. They are only limited to the nutrient available in the sack, and that is when you have to then take your manuring game very, very seriously. Usually we advise that you apply manure every single month, okay, once every month, but you don't apply at a very huge quantity. Let's say your yam requires 12 gram of NPK to grow for 6 months. All you need to do is you divide that 12 grams by 6 to get the quantity of NPK you have to apply every single month. So what that simply means is, in this situation now, you have to be applying 2 grams of NPK into your sacks every month, because if you apply everything at once, you are going to damage the plant and eventually kill your plant while trying to help your plant. So, and that is why you also should go check out our video on how to properly apply manure into your yams in sack. It's a totally different ballgame when you have them in sack compared to when you have them on the open field. So you need to really pay attention to the details so that you properly apply your fertilizer. So definitely you have to take your manuring very seriously. You apply your manure every single month. You can do a combination of your inorganic and organic manure to get very awesome result at the end of the day. So what else do you need to pay attention to? Follow through as we go deeper into the field. The next thing you want to ensure you do not allow on your field is weed. You have to always take out the weed. So this field has just been weeded. As you can see, the weeds are still very freshly cut. They've just been weeded, and on your field you should not for any reason allow weeds to thrive on your field, because once they thrive they compete. Okay, but the most important place you shouldn't allow weeds in is in your sack, because that is where your yam is present in your sack. You shouldn't allow weeds to thrive in your sack. And why you have to ensure that the furrows or the pathways are also cleared is because you want to ensure proper air penetration. So when you get to weed your field like we have done here, we are simply saying we want air to penetrate, which would then prevent any buildup of any soil-borne disease that could affect the tubers as they develop, or that could even affect the plant as it grows. So we don't want any of that to happen, and that is why we have to ensure we keep our field very clean. Another major maintenance practice you have to also carry out on your field is staking. We took our time to stake all of this field, and that is why they are looking sharp. Okay, and that is why they are looking sharp. Look at the stakes. So these are binding wires we had to connect, and these binding wires helped us to have a very, as you can see, and that is where the vines are resting on the binding wires, and that is what we have here. Okay, so you need to properly take your field, because you want to ensure that these yam vines have adequate access to the sunlight, because the more access they have to the sunlight, the more they are able to process their food through photosynthesis. Okay, and then that would also help in the development of the tubers. So now the staking of your field has to be done very early in the first month of your establishment. In fact, immediately you establish your field, you need to start making plans for staking, because once the vines start developing, they definitely want a place to climb on. And if you do not provide them with stakes where they can easily climb on, like we have here, where they can easily climb on, then and have amazing access to the sunlight, is really going to affect their development. And why you also don't want them to crawl is because you would trample on them, and also it wouldn't allow you to properly manage your field. Imagine if we had all of these vines crawling on the floor, then it would be very difficult to weed this field when we try weeding the field. So these are things you must always ensure you do on your yam and sack field, or basically any field. Okay, all right, so I'm also going to be showing you some of the things you have to pay attention to as a maintenance practice when you are also weeding your field. In trying to weed your field, you have to be very careful. Like we have here now, we have a damaged vine. We have a damaged vine. This was obviously done when this place was being weeded. Okay, we have a damaged vine, and if you pay attention, the vine is drying off. It is drying off. Okay, it simply means all we have to say at this point is adieu to the vine and also to this plant, because obviously it cannot start developing new vines because it was really cut from the root, okay, from the root. So you have to be careful. You have to ensure you supervise these guys properly when they are, trying to commence with the weeding of this tree. You have to always ensure you do that, okay. You also need to always go around to check so that you properly arrange your sacks, okay, because definitely they would always fall from time to time if they were not properly arranged from the setup. But here, because of what we have here, you can see these guys have been properly arranged, so we wouldn't be having any major falls and all of that on this view. But even at that, we could still have them tilt out a little bit like we have here, but this is not a major issue. Okay, another thing you have to also look out for on your yam in sack field, this you want to look out for any torn sack, and also you want to look out for any shooting out of your tubers from these sacks, so you properly cover them. Okay, you properly cover them. Okay, so you want to always look out for that. So for now, we wouldn't be having any major issue on the tuber shooting out until around the 5th to 6th month. That is when we then start having major tubers shooting out. Okay, so for now, all we just have to ensure is we apply our manures properly. So all these things are things you have to ensure you do or carry out on your field. Okay, do these management practices, and then at the end of the day, you are definitely going to get quality results from your field. I can assure you that. Do this, and definitely we are going to be bringing you progress report of this very project. So guys, if you haven't subscribed just yet to our channel, Chidav Agricultural Hub, all you need to do real quick is to punch on the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and do well to give this video a thumb up. Guys, you guys are awesome as always. Okay, so catch you in our next video. Stay glued, guys. Peace. A second edition of YAMS sack video course training is here again. Are you ready to delve into the world of commercial yam farming in sacks? Look no further. Our highly anticipated YAMS sack video course training and mentorship program is set to commence in just few weeks. It is scheduled to kick off on the 9th of April 2024. Would run till the 9th of May. So what are you to expect? You are to expect a comprehensive training. We are going to be teaching you all the essential techniques and strategies to become a proficient commercial yam farmer. We are going to be giving you expert mentorship, guide you, and you will definitely gain valuable insight from seasoned professionals. We are also going to giving you practical demonstration. You have access to step-by-step video tutorials that demonstrate best practices for yam farming in sack, and it is going to be an interactive learning environment where you engage with other participants and instructors to enhance your learning experiences. Then how do you join? To secure your spot in this exclusive program, simply comment under this video, I am interested, or alternatively, you can find registration details in the description or follow the provided link to register. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to elevate your yam farming skills and embark on a rewarding agricultural journey. See you in class.